Project Management Insights, providing project managers with professional development in the interpersonal skills areas of leadership, team building, and communication. Okay, what I want you to do right now is just stop. And I want you to check in, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how is your level of mind chatter? Mind chatter, you know what I mean? That constant chattering that's going on in your mind. The things that you haven't done, the things that you should have done, the things you should have said, the things you should have dealt with differently, the person you needed to have a conversation with that you didn't, the family at home, what your partner asked you to do that you now can't remember. Mind chatter. What is the level of your mind chatter? It's not a good thing to have constant mind chatter. Why is that? Well, it creates your stress. You already know that. I'm telling you something that you're already very, very aware of. And yet what I noticed in my corporate role in the project management space was my mind chatter was constant. It was so constant that I would be working pretty much around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And yes, that's an exaggeration, and yet that's what it felt like. Because even when I was sleeping, it's like I would wake up and I would have this constant stream of the things going on in my mind about what I hadn't done, the issue I'd had, the argument that had ensued today, the problem that I hadn't resolved, the issue with the schedule and what needed to be done with it, the problem that had arisen that I was trying to work out in my own mind chatter. You know what it's like. So how can you help yourself to slow down and lower the level of mind chatter? Well, first of all, how far in the future are you? It's a really interesting thing. Sometimes what we do is unintentionally, we put ourselves in the future and we have this great dialogue going on about what we need to do tomorrow, the day after, the next week, whatever in the future. Guess what? That's not useful. It doesn't help you, because while you're in the future, you're not then focusing on what you're doing today, right here, right now, in the moment, wherever you are. So one of the first things that you can do is take yourself out of the future. One way to do that is to go and write down in a diary, and I'm talking about a physical diary. The act of writing it down is really valuable. Write down those list of things to do, and if need be, place them against times or days in your diary. It's one way to jog your memory that they need to be done. But write them down now and then forget about them. You've made a note of them. You don't need to, they're no longer going to be in your mind. You don't need to hold them in your mind anymore. So the same thing goes for what's happened in the past. Today, at the end of the day, has already been and gone. You can't change the decisions that you made. They've already been made in that moment. You can tomorrow go and change your mind and do something different. You can't recreate or take back the argument that you had, the problem that arose that's sitting there. I mean, you can't go and take away or remove anything that's happened in the past. You have to accept that it's happened, and then from now, work out what you're going to do about it. So again, it's about leaving the past behind and dealing with the right now. Right now, I can write an email to ask how the progress is going on the issue. Right now, I can book a meeting to talk about finding a solution for the problem that we found out about this afternoon, first thing in the morning when I get in. Right now, I can go and write myself a message to call Mark first thing in the morning as soon as I get in. These sorts of things are going to help quieten down your mind chatter. And then The thing to do is to notice where you are at any given point in your day. If you're leaving the office, why are you still in the office in your head? Not useful. If you are coming into work, you're into work today. It's a brand new day. It's not yesterday. It doesn't have to be a replay of yesterday. You can set about creating a brand new day from right now. From that moment that you step inside, then you go to your diary, you check your messages and you say, right, what am I going to do right now? Who do I need to have a conversation with right now? And you go and have that conversation and you spend the time being 100% present with the person that you're with. You deal with whatever needs to be dealt with in that moment. You write yourself a reminder message or a follow-up or whatever it is that needs to be done, that if you do have to do something in the future, but you let it be. You don't keep going over and over it. You let yourself be in present with whoever you're with as much as possible and just do whatever comes up. This is the best thing you can do to decrease that mind chatter level from a 10 to a 2 or a 3. At a 2 or a 3 level, it's manageable. What it will mean is you won't feel so stressed and under pressure. You will sleep and be able to sleep and get the sleep that you need, which means then coming into work, you're going to be more alert and more effective. And if you're able to be present, it will mean that you will be more efficient. And I can tell you this from my own perspective. I used to think that if I was present, it would create a lot more problem for me and I would not be able to get things done. The exact opposite happened. What I found was the more present and focused I was able to be on the task that I was doing, the less time it actually took me and the more efficient I was, therefore the more time I had. Counterintuitive, I know, and yet it actually works. So be more present and more focused on the task at hand that you're completing, because in doing that, you will be more efficient and you will get more done. And in that, you will lessen your mind chatter level. Hopefully some of these tips will help and it will decrease your stress levels, improve your efficiency, and make your whole life of managing your project a lot easier. Till next time. Thank you for listening to this Project Management Insights podcast. Be sure to visit projectmanagementinsight.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter or to receive updates on upcoming training.